Hi artists! How are you today? I'm so glad that you're here with me. My name is Heather. I'm going to go over this artist inspiration piece with you today. This is a color blocking project inspired by the artist named Sonia Delaunay. She is one of my favorite artists. You should look her up and look at all of her work. She used a lot of geometric shapes such as circles, squares, triangles, and she did several repeated shapes throughout her pieces. So we're going to use her artwork today as an inspiration for our tutorial. As you can see here, our geometric shape that we're going to use is going to be a circle. We're going to use different sizes of circles, and to get our circles, we're going to use our masking tape roll as our stencil. So let's go over our supplies. Okay, you're going to need some watercolor paper, some watercolors, clean waterwell, a Sharpie pen, a watercolor brush, and some masking tape. We're going to do this project in a few steps. Let me go over them with you. First, we're going to put a masking tape perimeter around our paper. Then we are going to use our Sharpie pen to come and stencil out some different circles and shapes on our paper. After that, we're going to add our watercolor to our different areas of our paper. Okay, today we're going to use the technique of wet on dry. We're not going to be mixing any colors using wet on wet. We're going to be sticking with one solid color. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. First, we're going to take our masking tape and we're going to tape down all of the sides of our paper. Now, if this is something that might be difficult for you, grab an adult, grab a big brother or big sister near you, and have them help you do this. This is actually a really important step. I'm going to move this so that it's up a little bit in my camera view. This is a really important step because we're going to be filling this whole paper with color. We want to make sure our paper stays down and it doesn't bend on us, because once it starts bending, our paint starts going all directions. We just don't want that. So, there we go. We got it all done. Now, the first thing we're actually going to do, I'm going to use this sheet of paper as my ruler. You can use another sheet of paper. You can use a ruler if you have one at your house. You just need something with a straight edge. So I'm going to use this sheet of paper as my ruler, and I'm going to draw a line down the center of my paper. And I kind of like to draw my line on an angle. I don't know, just preference. You can draw your line wherever you want. And then I'm going to draw another line coming from the side of my paper to the middle of my paper, just like that. Now, I'm going to use my masking tape roll as a stencil. So I have two sizes of circles. I have this inner circle and then I have this outer circle that I can work with. And a lot of Sonia Delaunay, promise not to do that again. A lot of her work, she uses different sizes of the same shape. So I might put one there. I gotta come up here and see where my pen is. And then one around here. Oops. Fill that in. That looks good. Then I might do, we're gonna fill in this inner circle here, this inner circle here. And since I did this side of the circle on this one, I'm gonna do the opposite side on this one. There. Awesome. Now, I'm going to add a half a circle here, a semicircle, and might add, I'm trying to see where I want to add one. Might just add one coming out right here. Okay, cool. So now that we have our circles on our paper and our lines drawn down the middle, we're going to fill this in with color. This is the hardest part about this, is making sure we add our color and let it dry before we add color right next to it, because we don't want our colors to bleed into each other. So what I suggest is starting with a color in the middle and kind of working your way around the paper so that your colors can dry before you add the color next to it. Okay, so I just added color here, so now I'm going to move over here. Super easy. I'm going to pick up some color. Awesome. All right, and I'm just going to keep working around kind of in a circle. So I'm going to come here and add this. Now we're doing a wet on dry technique, aren't we? Because we are taking our wet paint and we are putting it on our dry paper. When we're doing the tutorial, I'm a pretty fast painter, just because this is what I do every day. You probably don't do this every day. Whenever we're doing our tutorial, you can always pause it if I'm working too fast, and you can catch up, and then you can come back to it, okay? Never feel pressure to keep up with me. We are all working at our same, or at a different pace, at an individual speed, aren't we? Okay, I'm gonna come and do maybe this blue right here. These colors are so vibrant. Beautiful. Awesome. Now I got a little bit over here, so I'm going to take my paper towel and just wipe that a bit. Sometimes that helps. So I did this one. Now I'm going to come down here and let that dry a little bit. And what color should I do that? I might do that a darker green next to the lighter green. That might be kind of a fun contrast in color. Dark and light together. And honestly, there is no rhyme or reason to the colors I am choosing. I am just picking what my heart feels led to. Okay, awesome, cool. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and put some trying to decide what colors to use here. I think I'm gonna go with the dark purple by the yellow. I think purple and yellow is a cool color combination. I feel like a lot of sports teams have purple and yellow as their colors. Okay, all of my circles are filled in. Now I'm going to let this dry for just a second, and then I'm going to come back and fill in all of my background colors. Okay. Now we're going to do our background. I am going to do blue over here. Oh no, my brush was not clean. I hate it when that happens. So I'm going to clean it really good. And sometimes it might be wise to get new water, but that's okay. We'll kind of dilute it, see if we can't. Well, making all kinds of errors. I'm just going to get to show you how to fix them. So if you have some paint that comes over into your area, you can clean that up with a paper towel. So don't get too upset if that happens. Okay, and then what I do is I usually just let it dry, and then I come back to it and I will paint over it if that happens, because that's something that happens often. Now when you're using see, there I go again. Even I make mistakes, guys. Here we go. When you're painting large areas, you want to use the side of your brush. Okay? You want to use that side angle of your brush to really blend in the paint to the paper. If you use the tip of your brush, it kind of gives you more of a point, whereas the side of your brush, you get more surface area is what they call that. You also want to try to make sure your brush strokes are all going the same way. If we just start painting in random lines, it doesn't look as good, and our paint just kind of gets lost on the paper. So we want to make sure we're painting in a similar direction. Okay? Awesome. Come up here. Paint that. Now this is going to dry really nicely. I'm going to come it around and just kind of blend some of this. Remember, we're not looking for perfection, so don't worry if it's not perfect, okay? Now I'm going to come in and add some blue on top of where my orange bled through. Awesome. Cool. Okay, there we have it. We have one side that is bright blue. I think I'm going to go with this purple color up here for this one. I really like this purple color. It's one of my favorite colors. I'm going to make sure I don't touch that edge until I have to. Just paint over here. Awesome, cool. All right, now I'm gonna paint, I think I'm gonna use this darker green. Let's see what that looks like. Since I have this green over here, I'm gonna add that over here. I like the way this green looks against this purple. Green and purple are both cool colors, but they complement each other really well. Awesome. Okay, we are done painting. We're gonna let that dry for just a second. All right, today we did a color blocking project inspired by the artist Sonia Delaunay. I want you to look her up. She was a fabulous artist and a designer. She even painted a whole car with this type of method using geometric shapes. She also made clothing. She was truly an artist that put her touch on almost everything she saw. So I want you to look her up and compare some of her different works. What do her clothes look like based on what you see in some of her paintings? And even try to find that picture of the car that she created or she designed. It was pretty cool. Okay, we're finished here. I'm gonna pull this tape up and we're gonna see what it looks like. Okay, we're going to take off our tape, the big reveal, my very favorite part. I think it looks so neat when we do this. Make a tape ball out of your extra tape. Make sure that goes in the trash. Oops. Ta-da! Oh my goodness. I'm so happy with it. Look at that gorgeous work. You could even do it sideways, land horizontal or vertical, right? Both would be really cool. Here is a compare and contrast to, there we go, of the one that I did before and the one that I did today. So every time you do these, they can look different, okay? Don't feel like you have to do this one time. Use this technique in this lesson to build on something that you create yourself, okay? I can't wait to see what you create. Make sure to take a picture and share it with me. I would love to see what you're doing at your house. Okay, thank you for sharing this time with me. We will see you next time right here.